Is this thing on? Tap,
Yes.
tap, tap.
Hello.
Anybody home? All right. Looks like the chat is working. Click on live. Click on live chat. Refresh my computer. Get that working. But I need to mute that. There we go. Okay. Live chat. Cool. All right. We're live.
What's happening?
What's up, Zach?
Zach's on there.
So I spent my day today making skids, working on skids.
I can hear everybody rejoicing.
Yeah, finally
Crowds.
skids. So I've got skids for Brazen and skids for 2 other vendors in progress right now. So actually Pro Skids are on the site right now. There's not a lot of them on the site because I have to send skids to Wesley, and there are 2 online vendors that wanted skids as well to stock and sell. So there aren't a ton on our website, but there are some. Some at least. Shut those headphones off. Okay. I was trying to use a different set of headphones and a different camera tonight, but it did not work out very well, unfortunately. So, back to the phone tonight. I was hoping to be able to use the computer so that we could have the live chat replay if you watch the video back after the live stream is over. Yeah. It's just because you're doing it from your phone, you can't. There's no way to turn the live chat replay back on, which is unfortunate because like no one knows what the hell we're talking about when we just answer a random question if they're watching the video back later. So,
Toby, yes. Wait, what did Toby ask?
How's it going, guys? Yes, it's going. It's going. Today wasn't as bad of a Monday as I've had the last couple Mondays, so I didn't have any Monday things pop up today, so that's good.
I'd have to agree.
That's good. Pretty good. How's the leaf spring builds coming? My leaf spring build is right here, exactly how it was last week.
Nice.
My Friday, my Wednesday last week turned into a Monday. The lathe is broken. It's broken. It worked fine on Monday, and it does not work fine. It did not work fine on Wednesday when I turned it on. So, got some alarms, some error codes I got to figure out on that. But I haven't touched it since Wednesday when it didn't work for me. So I didn't feel like tackling that on a Monday, so I'll deal with that probably tomorrow or Wednesday, whatever.
So no wheels.
No wheels yet. And it happens. It worked fantastic on Monday to finish up the last of these bushings I had to make for this big batch. I finished them on Monday, right before the live stream. Shut everything down right before the live stream, and then Wednesday, a buddy needed some spacers made for something real quick, and he popped over, and I whipped them up real quick in Fusion 360 and did the coding and all that crap, and turned the machine on and went, well, I guess we're not doing these today. So, I don't know. It's got all kinds of error codes and all kinds of alarms, so deal with it later.
Fun.
Yeah. It's always a good day when machines break. Everybody checking in the chat. Thanks everybody for speaking up and hanging out with us. If you got a question, ask them.
Yeah.
We do have quite a bit of inventory updates for you guys tonight, I suppose.
I'll be working on these.
Oh, that was loud on the bench there, bud.
Yeah, quite a few DSMs. Again, all the holes are drilled and tapped by hand by me, so give me a little bit of time. I'll probably do half of them, knock those out, and then just get them on the site real quick, and then work on the other half as they stall. But yeah, that stuff takes time. I think I burned through 2 M6 Milwaukee batteries to do all those.
It's because you're using a little weenie drill. You need to get the M18 out, and let her rip.
I got that, but that's too heavy.
Yeah. Sometimes that stuff is just too big for what we're doing.
Yeah.
Shirts? No shirts yet. It is on the list of things that need to get done, but it's not at the top of the list of things that need to get done.
I don't know if anybody's seen this shirt I have on.
Probably not. Don't think so. They've seen the front of it.
Yeah, the front of it's just in a different color.
Yeah. Can't wait to get the new high-low and other stuff I ordered for my C3 build. Most of the stuff's going to be coming from Wesley out of Texas there on that order. So
I think I just shipped that one like an hour ago.
I got to ship the accessory mounts. Yep. Yeah, the carbon mounts for it. But otherwise,
I just gave Brett tracking info for that, so it's probably not quite updated yet. That's because I got home, packaged, created label, and then ran to the post office.
I haven't checked emails yet, so. Wheels, no, lathe's broken. They just talked about that a couple minutes ago. I gotta work on the lathe. So, no wheels yet.
Big sad.
Yeah, big sad. Yeah. The unfortunate part is like, there's really not any information online about how to fix shit like this.
Is that the one that runs off hamsters? Is it the Kia?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So like the manual, where the hell is it? Over here?
It's 3-phase hamsters.
Yeah, like this. It's a rather thick manual, and that's not the only one. These are also the manuals to operate and repair. So there's a lot of flipping through and reading to do to try to figure out what the hell's going on. Hopefully I can figure it out reasonably quickly, and hopefully I don't have to pay somebody to come do that, because it's not cheap to have somebody drive a couple hours one way to work for a couple hours and then drive a couple hours the other way.
No, I wouldn't assume so.
When I bought the machine and first got it powered up, I had a company come that does service and repair work like that. Had them come and just go over the machine and make sure everything was up to snuff. And the guy was here for like 2.5, 3 hours, but it was like a $1,200 bill or something like that because of the travel time, the service fee, the labor cost. Just it added up real quick. So that sucks. I don't really want to have to do that. Got a bunch of stuff for my C3 build, along with the high-low and all the goodies. Holmes SHV 500 LP, Holmes stubby revolver, and behind the axle servo mount for XR AR-44s. Nice. SCX Pro parts finally came off back order, so my Oracle build is coming together, and hopefully have it on the trail soon. What were you? You never got a hold of me. You were the one that needed the body mounts, aren't you? I kind of forgot about that. We were talking to somebody on one of the lives, and they needed body mounts, and I set them aside here. They're still sitting on the bench right here. Somebody needed these and never messaged me about them. And if they did message me about them, it got buried. So, but I still have them. They're still sitting out right here. A little surprised to see that I still have this. I'm surprised this hasn't sold yet.
I went digging for in our recent post, or not recent posts, but the Crawlapalooza posts. Trying to find pictures of that because I know I got them.
I have a couple of pictures of it from Crawlapalooza, but like, a couple of the pictures that had big 1.9s on it, and other pictures that had like 4.19s on it, and I don't know. The pictures I had of it just didn't seem worth posting of it, so
Yeah.
I don't think I'm asking too much money for it. Maybe I am, but whatever. Maybe somebody's just not willing to build a roll cage for it. Who knows? You have to build a roll cage for them.
Yeah.
So I put a set of wheels and tires on my one that I need to send to Scale Builders Guild the other day just to see. I got a set of Class 0 crawlers from one of our team drivers, and I was going to put those on it for tire height just to see, what height tire I wanted. But I found a set of Pitbull Ironsides I still had in a bin, so I threw those on it, and they clear mostly. I think the front's going to rub pretty bad if/when it flexes. So I think I might end up going with the Class 0 crawlers on it instead of the Ironsides.
Yeah, I like the crawlers.
Yeah.
Those are the only tires I've ran like the sidewall is completely down on before I scrapped.
Yeah.
Not many tires I do that on.
So like this is with 419s. Like it just touches, but it does steer. It grabs that front corner just a little bit of the fender, but I think I could trim that a little, or I could just put these little guys on it.
Run that.
I have 6 of them, so I can do a spare in the bed. We'll see. Mullet was killing it this weekend. People were surprised I was following them with a truck with Leafs in the rear. To be honest, some of the lines I pulled off surprised the shit out of me too. Leaf spring trucks do work really well. As long as you can control axle wrap and bounce with a decent shock, they work great. You guys make some good stuff. Thank you. Got my full party chassis now to track down Leafs and such. Do you have Leafs? You don't have Leafs?
I had a set of Leafs and I sent them surprisingly in a package to a person that was asking about Leafs. So that person's gonna get a free set of Leafs because I've been slacking on the Leaf springs. But I just use any universal. What was it? D10 Mojave.
The D90, D90.
Yeah, nothing expensive. Just the universal. I can measure the eye to eye length if people want to be particular, but I think it was like 4.19, some there, 4.25.
I don't have my calipers are at home, so. Either of you going to be at the Apex event at Disney in September? No, not likely, because I'll be coming back in October. I can't make 2 trips down there.
Yeah, I think Shreve messaged either our page or me, but I've been meaning to get back to him. Yeah, I probably can't make it. I'm trying to I'm already using up quite a bit of my time off, so I got to get up.
Yeah.
Family and stuff.
Yeah. Would you go to mullet for C2 or keep my ATL Pro for C2? I mean, the ATL Pro V2 that you have has a nice high belly. We've talked about this before, Braden, where you are running the trucks at. A smaller tire truck would benefit more from the mullet type with the forward skid, but your class 2, the Pro V2 will be fine. So I would just leave what you have for a class 2, and if you want to run a mullet in like a class 3 or something like that, where you can have chassis mounted servo and get some extra points, you can do that too. Just my opinion, though.
It's always good to have options.
These freaking axles. These axles are steering, dude. Like I got some angle out of these. Aftermarket knuckles and C hubs and no steering stops. And it still spins. Still spins smooth. It's rubbing the leaf spring though.
Are those pro axles or what do you got there?
44 straight axle.
That's on my old Air 44s I have.
Yeah.
They're the business.
I need to figure out what trans I'm going to run in this truck. I need something small because I'm going to run an interior. But I also don't want to deal with a forward motor mount. So I need something to mount the... I guess I could go with a deluxe non-overdrive or something like that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I need to decide soon because I need to get this boxed up and shipped off. It's starting to collect dust.
You're trying to have that back before Crawlapalooza?
No. Nope. I told him it's not any rush. I'd like to have it back by June of next year for Axial Fest. So as long as I've got it back by the beginning of June next year, I'll be fine with it. How about a C1 mullet chassis? Zach, the worst part, and the worst part about the class 1 forward skid stuff is unless you're running a transmission mounted motor on a transmission that gets you transfer case points, you lose all those transfer case points unless you go with something like that. And packaging everything in the front of a chassis and still running a forward motor mount and transfer case is difficult. Trying to get prop shaft angles to cooperate and all that stuff. So unless you end up running something like the EXO transmission, packaging all that shit in the front of a class 1 truck is difficult. But again, the C1 Pro chassis, the belly height of the C1 Pro is phenomenal. If somebody goes from most other brands of class 1 chassis to our C1 Pro, the breakover difference is astronomical compared to most other chassis. So my personal opinion is that there's really not a huge need for a super forward skid in class 1. You still need some weight bias. You still need a balanced truck. So moving everything to the front of the truck, then you're adding weight back to the back of the truck. And you've got super long rear links. And when you have super long rear links, you have a ton of rear suspension travel. And when you have a ton of rear suspension travel, you have a ton of body roll. When you have a ton of body roll, center of gravity changes when the body moves. So I don't like that idea.
So leaf springs, everything.
Leaf springs in the rear would eliminate one of the issues. Element Stealth X with Art for Dodgers conversion. I think that's still taller than I want to be. I have a 3 gear that has the laid down on its side mount, and it's still taller than I want to be, I think, in this setup. Um, I haven't decided yet. Trail King trans, no, that's way too big. I want something like teeny tiny. I think I'm gonna end up with some sort of a deluxe trans of some kind, some flavor.
If I'm not doing the forward motor mount, that's what's in my trucks.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up with. But we'll see. Got my home servo winch back finally. Was he able to fix that for you? I hope he was. When I had one that burnt up, it was not fixable, but it could have just been when they didn't have parts or something. For the mullet, I think that'd still be way too big. The Exo Alpinus trans is tiny, and you still get transfer case points. I mean, it's not tiny, but it's small, and you still get transfer case points. Where the SSD Trail King trans is like SCX10 Pro size. It's huge. So you wouldn't any trans that has like the big forward motor, like the VFD or something like that, wouldn't really be the best move for something like that.
Not the forwards, good stuff.
Mm-mm.
I've seen it done, but
Yeah,
it'd be best to have a trans that you don't really care about because you're just gonna be cutting that thing up.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I did get a bunch of those clips that you're playing with, the front accessory tray mounts. I got your shipment of those in.
Did you?
So I have not cut
carbon fiber bits.
I have not cut the carbon fiber bits yet.
Let's say I might want one. When you cut one, send me a carbon fiber one.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty tricked out.
For sure. Yeah, the non-overdrive would be probably what I went with on something like this. I don't think I need overdrive in this truck.
Or you do a portal rear.
Not doing it. Not happening.
Come on, man! I gotta figure it out now.
Nope.
I'm about to make a step-by-step tutorial. Post it up.
Yeah. I need to fabricate a spare tire mount, and I need to design and probably 3D print the rear radiator and fuel cell setup for this thing.
Hey, Josh.
Also. Hey, Josh is in the chat.
He can cut you some of them sweet LED setups for that truck.
Yeah. I do also need to make taillights, but desert truck themes. Kind of desert, kind of pre-runner. It doesn't have big flared bedsides or anything, but the picture.
Challenge.
Yeah, kind of more of an EMC based build looking truck, Ultra 4 EMC based truck. The pictures I sent Matt were of a street legal pre-runner. It was like brown and tan and orange. Looked pretty good. So
too bad that that EV, that leaf powered truck that does too bad that one's kind of didn't they paint it black and green now or something?
I don't remember what color it was this year. Earlier this year. I don't remember what color it was, but
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's too ugly for me. That truck's beat to shit.
Give it a couple of axial fests and you can re-spray that one.
Yeah, well, we can do that with this one, but not this one. Not this one.
Especially
yeah. Josh tuned out when you flashed the Leafs. Yeah, he saw the Leaf springs and says, "I'm out of here."
Ain't no desert truck now.
Yeah, I have an axial spare tire mount I'm not using. You can have. I think I want to try to add on to this cage that Metal Masher built to braze in the spare tire mount. So, thank you, but I think I'm gonna try to make it permanent instead. We'll see. Can't wait to get everything for my C3 and run it to post some videos on it. Yep, get videos done. I'm so bad about making videos. Like, I really should. We talked about it last week. I really should take the Oracle and Pace Setter trucks out onto the river and do at least a couple of minute video with each of them. But every time I load my shit up to go down there, somebody walks through the door, the phone rings, or it starts raining, or the freaking lathe takes a shit, or something happens, and I don't end up getting down there to do it. So, does that body attach with screws? Yes and no. So the rear bed cage is bolted through. You see up in the front corner of the bed. That's bolted through to a brace right here. These screws go through the bed, and then it's attached to the sliders. So you can see these screws down the sides of the sliders. That all attaches the cage work to the chassis, and then the body, like the front fenders. See the screw in the corner of the fender here? There's another one up towards the rear of the hood. Those are also attached to cage structure that's bolted to the chassis. So it's all bolted on. It all comes off in separate pieces. But, so yes, technically it's held on with screws, but it's kind of convoluted. You can't really just like bolt the body straight to something because it'll just do this over time. It just yanks the screws out, and then you end up putting big, ugly chunks of aluminum in to try to fill the big ass holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty realistic, man.
Yeah, it's seen a thing or two.
No, the one in front of you. That thing
This one?
Spot on, dude.
I'm afraid.
It's almost like drift car spec. Can you take each fender off?
Yeah, I can. I can. Well, not the bed sides, but you can take the front fenders off. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Like drift car spec.
Yeah. So I think, I do right here. Here are 2 spare fenders.
Nice. Take an eBay pic of each one and put it up for like $200, but don't disclose the size of it.
Yeah. Don't bend them. Come on, Timmy. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So you don't really pop the body off. It's not meant to come off. No, not really. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to get the body off if you have to take it off. But like, this is just, it's insane how much work he does to get this stuff right and nice. Like, I don't have that kind of patience. So I'm gonna wrap these back up and put them back in a box so they don't get fucked up.
Are you familiar with bouldering, where they do the rock climbing?
Mm-hmm.
You know the big like foam pads they throw down when they fall? It's gonna be you driving that thing. Gonna have to have a lot of people little pillows for down.
Yeah, it starts to roll over. Just throw a pillow under it.
Yeah.
My Axial Fest build has been stealing all the bench time. 3 brazen rigs in the stable. Hell yeah! I don't. My benches are all full. I have too many projects everywhere. Magnet body panels like a drift car. The hood on this is magnet. It has a piece of tape on it right now to hold it, but it does have a pretty reasonable magnet in it. The Bronco Masher for sale is purple, right? Yes, it is very, very purple. Very purple. And it's hard to get a picture of, but there is a black brazen logo that goes like from the hood down into the fender. I don't know. I don't know that I really want to get rid of this body now that it's been for sale for a week. Like,
Ooh, y'all slept on it. Now he's keeping
I didn't really want to get rid of it to begin with, but like, it's one of those things where it's been sitting on the shelf since 2016. And I've used it like 15 minutes. Turn the light on so we can see more of the purple. So I've used it like 15 minutes in 10 years. So I probably ought to let it go.
It's like that workout equipment you buy at the beginning of the year.
Yep. Yep, exactly.
And it gets shoved out to the corner of your garage.
Yep, exactly. Pre-seller's remorse, that's exactly what it is. Axial Fest build is done a few days early, so unlike me. I think the chopper is next. I can't believe you got an Axial Fest build done, 4 days early? Figured you'd be building it on your way there.
Yeah.
No.
Finish building it when he shows up.
Yeah. Question is, do I need it? Tim, I think you do need it. Either you need it or Rob needs it. Rob has a set of axle housings, or had a set of axle housings that he offered me that I offered him the body for trade, and he told me no. He didn't tell me no. He told me he's going to sleep on it. But I don't know. I don't know that I really want to. It's one of those things. Like I said, I just haven't used it, and I'm tired of seeing shit sit around. That's the whole reason. The whole reason behind the garage sales section on the website was to get rid of shit that just sits around, and that's one of the things that just sits around. So it might as well go somewhere to somebody.
Whoever buys it, if they send me good quality photos, it's a sure post on our Instagram.
Yeah. Hibby Conduato, what a dick. He got the axles I wanted. So Rob had a set of Dark Earth housings that I was interested in. I thought about putting a set of Dark Earth housings underneath this. But I got all 3 brazen trucks up and running: C1 Pro, Pro V2, and a mullet. Sweet. Which, just let us know which one you like best. I want it, but I have to have someone build a chassis for it. That's exactly the issue. That's the problem with the Masher bodies, is you absolutely have to build a solid cage. Otherwise, the first time you run it, it turns into a wrinkled up pile of tin at the bottom of a hill. So, yeah, it does take some work.
You should do a cage and cut out some Lexan windows.
I have windows that I cut out for it somewhere. It had windows in it at Crawlapalooza. I have them somewhere, maybe. I don't think I threw them away, because when I took them out, I set them somewhere specific so that I wouldn't throw them away.
Back in 2016.
Yeah. Yep. My new drag truck is fast for $150. Fuck.
No.
Nobody nobody bought my DR10 either.
someone's gotta burn you on that.
Yeah. I'm not lowering the price
You
any lower than
overpriced your junk.
yeah. I can't lower it any lower than $150. I mean, shit, it's got a $90 battery with it. So, like I'm not I if I was going to give it away, I'd give it to somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one person in the next 10 orders gets it for free.
Get a random DR10 in their order.
Why is my tray box this big?
Yeah. I ordered an electronics tray, and I'm getting a 28-inch long box.
Why does shipping say it weighs 6 pounds?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oop, don't dent this body. I'll take it for 150. I don't even remember what I have it at on the website now. I know I lowered the price, but I don't know if I don't remember what I. Let me look. It's at 150. It's at $150 on the website. So if somebody wanted to buy it, it's on there.
Half that cost is the battery.
Yeah, it is. So, Braden, the Holmes winch will free spool with very little effort. The gear sets that are in them, they free spool. They don't hold. So that's the way they are. They don't hold. Your SCX6 talk last week has me dead set on getting one. Get one. I still haven't washed mine. It's still sitting right next to me, dumping dirt on the floor.
The mudslide. I think that's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah, it's bad. It's embarrassing. SCX6 ATL, no. Nope. Nope. They're so much fun to drive stock. I don't want to. We talked about that last week too. Just like the 24 scale stuff. If my heart's not in it, my brain's not in it, I'm not interested in making parts for it. Thought it held before I sent it in. No, if you want it to hold better, you can put the slow gear set in it, the powerful gear set, which I believe I have a set. I think I have. Let me look. I think I have 2 fast sets and a slow set of gears. Standard, fast. Oh, great. I may have to message Holmes myself and figure out what's what. I have a set that is clearly used that says standard on the baggie that probably came out of one of my winches when I installed a fast set. This set says fast on the bag, so I assume that's a fast set, and they're clean. There's no grease on them, so I don't believe they've ever been installed. But that's not the issue. The issue is that I have 2 Team Garage Hack ones that are not labeled with what they are. So how do I know what's what? I guess I will have to count teeth on the standard and the fast and see if that matches either of these. Fuck. Label shit. Come on, guys. How am I supposed to know what they are if they're not labeled?
I'll just throw it in the trash now.
Might as well. Can't get those winches anyway. Oh well. It is what it is. I'll just have to count teeth and try to verify. Try to verify what it is. There. I can be like Harley and just keep my hands under my truck the whole time. That's all he does. Hands under the truck.
There, we got this.
Yeah. C1 Pro is slowly becoming my favorite. Don't have any time on the mullet yet. Still waiting on foams for my cut and shut tusks. Tusk is Tusk is one tire that I have not tried yet. They always seemed very luggy, and I am not typically a luggy tire type of person. But I have seen guys use them with good luck, so I don't know. Maybe I just need to try them. One hand, that's right. You got to keep one hand underneath it. Just put them in my order if you're gonna throw them away. I'm not gonna throw them away. I just gotta count. I just gotta count them and figure out what gear set's what. So if I have a slow gear set, I will send them to you. If you want that winch to hold a little better, it's just the gear ratio in them, and it being a brushless motor, they don't hold very well. You mean you aren't a crawler savant who can just tell stuff by looking at it? No, not when it comes to gear teeth count on a servo gear set. Servo gear sets aren't something that you typically count or change out. Tusk is my favorite tire. I wish they were made in a 419. Okay. I've been very happy with trenchers the last season, and Hyrax. I've got a set of Predator compound Hyraxes and a set of Class 1 tires. I have my Hyraxes and I have a set of trenchers. So depending on the terrain, I'll switch between those two. But Class 2, I pretty much only run trenchers.
I guess I hate tire suggestions because it's solely dependent on the type of terrain you run.
Yep. Yeah, if I'm going anywhere that like with Class 1 with choosing between the Hyraxes and the trenchers, if there's any wet dirt on course, I'm taking those trenchers off immediately. They do not do well in wet dirt. They pack up immediately and then it doesn't come back out, even with a spicy motor. So that would be Hyrax territory. Predator Hyrax is the answer. I've got Predator Hyraxes and Predator trenchers. So those are my two go-tos, but I am going to run. I think I'm going to switch this truck out for these crawlers. These are the blue dot, so I think that's G8 crawlers. Foam choice makes a huge difference too. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. I'm going to put this away before I dent it.
Give it to people's elbow.
Yeah. I saw Metal Master was shipping somebody a truck the other day, and he took a piece of like half-inch thick particle board wood of some kind. I don't know what it was specifically, but piece of wood, and he drilled holes and zip tied the truck to the wood. Blue dot is Predator? Okay, well, I guess I have Predator crawlers that are going on a trail truck. That's cool. So anyway, he zip tied the truck to a piece of wood so that it wouldn't get damaged in transit. So I will probably be doing that also.
Yeah.
If it works for Metal Masher, it works for me.
You gonna do the Pelican case?
I was at Harbor Freight earlier today looking at the Apache cases, and there's not one that's big enough. Depth, like overall dimensions, there's not one big enough to do that. Yeah. Next time I come to the shop, I'm going to put my thumb on the hood and give it a nice dent. Yeah, it'd be the last thing you did. I have a backhoe here, remember? On 5 acres. Yeah. I don't know. There's a random car. There's a random car in my parking lot. Yeah. There's a car in my parking lot registered to him, but I haven't seen him in
I'll see about getting it towed.
Yeah. Yeah. It looked like his car, but I don't know. The last thing you did.
I don't know why my security footage has erased the past 3 days.
Weird. I don't know. My cameras just must be on the fritz. He unalived himself. Look at that. My cameras didn't work. just like with jail cells.
And all the banks.
And every bank, yeah.
The bank has potato film in each intersection, or the toll booths can count
Yeah.
my mustache hairs.
Yeah, toll booths can get you, but yeah, you can rob a
For
bank and
me,
get away. Yeah, I need to take this C1 Pro out and drive it some more too. I really like this truck. Really, really like that one. It's unfortunate that there weren't very many Sorca 2023 comps this year, because I would like to have been able to do some 2023 comps with my 2023 trucks instead of waiting till 2024.
people get upset, man. People don't like change.
It really wasn't even that big of a change. I mean, you can run whatever material chassis you want, and your bumpers it was all dependent off your body. It's not hard. But whatever. I wanted to go this past weekend down to Kentucky for the 23 RC stuff and hang out with team drivers down there, but I just had too much shit going on again. I'll be driving near them in 2 weeks, so maybe I will jump on the Facebook land real quick.
Hit up a trail.
And see if I can find the 23 RC schedule. I don't know if they post them on their regular Facebook page or if there's a comp group. Looks like they do Wednesday nights. I know they do Sundays because the guys were just there Sunday. So there must be a comp group page that 23 RC comp? No. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Has anyone ever been to RC Power Sports of Rolla? I have not personally been to Rolla, but we have a couple of team drivers that go there frequently. Jason and Jake Ferkel go there quite frequently. But yeah, that's about a 9-hour drive from my house. So, Tim Thompson, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you checking in.
Tim, you got to send me one of them skateboard decks, dude. I need something pretty like that on my wall.
Gotta sign it. You gotta sign it though, Tim. Gotta have a Tim Thompson signature piece on his wall. Don't want to make the Missourians mad. Well, whatever. They can. They'll be fine. What radio do you and Wes use? I've recently switched to the
Don't ask me.
the Noble NB4 Pro. That's what it is. I switched to that recently. That's why I couldn't remember what the hell it was. But I'm liking it so far. I'm still trying to figure out mixing and what buttons I want where. I've got my winches all figured out on that, and as adjusting expo and stuff like that, I've got all that figured out. So that stuff's working pretty good for me. Right now, it's just like what buttons I want where. Assigning buttons is great, but Wesley probably still has a DX3.
It's a 4.
It's a 4?
It's from Noah. Man, I think I've had that thing for like
74 years.
Yeah, I think I had to cut the pull-out antenna off and glue the 2.4 megahertz antenna on the top. Yeah, every time I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a radio. I got budget for a radio. I'm like, I don't know. I got
Nah.
half the stuff to build a truck here. I could just use that money and build a whole truck, and then that's
Yeah.
usually what happens.
Yeah. The nice thing about the DX4 is that it's very simple and it's very reliable.
Yes, I think
Um,
I've left it to where the screen's been upright and it filled up with water and like leaked out, and then I just shake it off. The screen turns purple for a day or two, then it dries out, and then we're back to
God,
good.
so bad. So bad. Man.
That's why you'll never see me selling electronic stuff because just assume I've ran it through the ringer. Everything's rugged. It may not say rugged on it, but I treat it like it's rugged.
Wesley still has the clothespin on his antenna for channel 37.
Yeah. Don't anybody have my crystal?
Yeah, who's on my
I'll
crystal?
be pissed.
I switched from a hacked FlySky GT3C to the Noble NB4 Pro. I didn't mind the hacked GT3. The only issue I had with it was the select button quit working. It would only work like 1 out of 20 times I clicked it. So trying to switch between models was getting very difficult, and that was annoying me. So I switched to a new radio that I didn't have to hack to be able to use the way I wanted to use it. But the Noble is pretty easy to figure out, so I'm going to keep using that for a while. I always do keep a truck like this or like one of my SCX10 Pros on a separate radio so that in case somebody wants to drive something that maybe doesn't have something to drive, or if I'm driving my other trucks, I can just be like, here, hand them a radio and they can drive it. So I keep a couple of other random radios around with trucks on them. So 71. Who's on 71? I'm so invested in Spectrum, but the Noble is tempting, maybe for my Mini Z stuff. I got one of my team drivers had the Noble, and he didn't like it, so I traded him a couple of things, a couple sets of wheels and something else for it, and I don't have a problem with it. I like it. So
Someone's got one of them rugged radios. Let me know. I'll trade them.
yeah, have a mechanically hacked 8-channel GT3C with all 3 switches and dials. Interesting. Mine was not mechanically hacked like that.
I think that came out the year after my DX4.
Yeah, probably. I've been using the Noble and like it too. Cool. Had a Noble NB4 and recently went to the Radiolink RC8X and love it. Ended up giving the Noble to a local kid that was having issues with his Spectrum. That was nice of you. The NB4 and the NB4 Pro are 2 totally different radios, though. So mine's the NB4 Pro. My hack GT3B power button is getting finicky. Looking at the Noble as an upgrade. I think honestly the feature that I use the most on the Noble, the Pro, is number 1 the wireless charging. It's got a wireless pad to charge. There's let me grab the radio real quick. Actually, it's right over here. Yeah, there it is. Oops.
You just broke it.
No, I leave it in the case. So first of all, it's in a case. It comes in a case, so that's nice because I'm hard on things. But it has a little wireless pad to charge it. You just set the radio on top of it, so I can set it down on my bench and it charges, and my radio is always charged. Where my other FlySky radio was not like that, and I had to keep plugging it in, and it would inevitably start beeping on me at the very end of a run. So that sucked. this bottom battery is removable. It's like a power bank. So there's a battery in the handle and there's a battery down here. And when you turn the radio on, it says "Welcome to Noble." It gives you a transmitter battery level up here, and this is a 4,300 milliamp battery in the bottom. So when you turn this on, light turns green, and this one stays lit up to let you know that it's charging the radio. So if the battery in the handle starts getting low, you can turn the bottom battery on, but that's not what I use it mostly for. I use it for charging my phone.
Nice. That is pretty handy.
But I do use the wireless charger quite often because it also works with my phone. The wireless charger does, so it sits on my bench most of the time. The phone mount, I don't typically use the phone mount. It's kind of annoying, kind of gimmicky for me. I also don't care about the rotating knob because I'm not left-handed. So that doesn't do anything for me. The nice thing about this radio that the other FlySky I couldn't do, I could not drive the other radio one-handed, and I can drive this one one-handed. So that's another thing I like about this one. I know too many people have had bad luck with the Spectrum Rugged. I have heard some people have issues with them, and even down at Axial Fest a couple of years ago, well, Rob Gunning had one that had an issue. Did they? I think they ended up replacing Rob's though at Axial Fest, or maybe they replaced somebody else's. I don't remember. They were replacing them for people.
What was it? The Rugged?
Yeah.
I heard Hello Moto also, Rob. It's the same voice.
This still has like still has plastic all over it.
Peel it off. We want to watch.
Well, it's like in a weird spot.
Not satisfying.
No, it wasn't satisfying at all, but it was annoying me, so I had to get it out of there. Wes looks impressed. Yeah, you can tell he's very enthused about my radio.
Radio envy.
Do you comp one-handed? I do not comp one-handed. However, if you're in a situation where your truck is in a precarious spot, and if you let go of the steering, the truck's going to fall, and you need to be able to winch out or do whatever, you need to be able to, number one, hold the steering where it is, but also number two, you may need to be able to get to the winch button also one-handed. So on my radio, this button right here on the back of the steering wheel is my winch out button right here. So I can hold the steering and winch out at the same time while I'm pulling the cable with this hand. And then, after that's hooked up, this button on the front is my winch in button. So I can, get back to two-handed driving. So even just the ability to hold the steering in one position is fairly important to me in a comp setting. I get made fun of at Canyon for how I drive with my remote. Why do you drive it like this? I know people that do drive like this or like this. When I was in high school, I was in a car accident. I broke my arm. I couldn't hold a radio with his hand because I was in a gigantic cast from here to my shoulder. So I had to hold the radio all funky. Like I had to hold it in my right hand. Basically, I could grab the steering like this, but I had to turn the radio because I couldn't rotate my wrist. We were racing indoor carpet touring cars and stuff, so I was doing this. It took forever. It took forever to figure out how to drive, but I guess this would be handy in that situation where you're in a 12 to 14 pound plaster cast and a sling. You could give her the old college try. They replaced one, yes. I sold the replacement before the weekend was over. The Rugged sucks. I thought that they had replaced one for you. my GT3B and modified to use a 2500 milliamp LiPo. I charge it once a year. I could see that, yeah. Like I said, it inevitably it would be beeping at me by the end of the day, and that would always annoy me. So put this back in the case before I break it.
Before you finish it.
Yeah, drop it on the floor or something stupid. I'm pretty good at doing that. I drive it on the side, but it's the opposite way you do in your cast, and I don't turn the remote. Yeah, so you drive, left-handed. I race with a guy who basically holds his radio backwards and uses his thumb to operate the trigger. What the heck? Who hurt him? That's not how you do this. I don't even know how you would. How would you, like this? He does like the fuck? How do you? This is the radio. Here's the radio for the DR10, by the way. If somebody wants to buy that, it's on the website in the garage sale section. I have the radio for it too. Man, I just want to get rid of that car.
Mount that Bronco body to it.
No.
The one hit.
Nope. I did actually take the body off the drag car last week, last Tuesday, I think, after the live stream on Monday night, because it was pretty dusty from sitting on the bench forever. So I actually took the body and actually washed it. So it's nice and clean and shiny. I was at the clubhouse for a comp, and a guy was rocking a dual stick remote. Aaron Stacy, local-ish guy to me, drives with a stick radio on his comp trucks. Doesn't on his trail trucks. He runs just a regular like RTR style radios, but on his comp truck he runs a stick radio. So he gets away with it. I couldn't do it. It's way too big, way too heavy, but he doesn't complain about it.
That's why you get the strap and you.
He does, yeah. He's got a strap around his neck and just sits there. He does the flipping toggle switches, and it's way too much shit. Can you make the drag car more low? Probably. I don't know. It's stock. You can do whatever you want. Buy it, and you can make it as low as you want.
You lower it, and he'll buy it.
I will put weights on top of it until it's as low as it can get.
Shipping says this is 14 pounds. Wow.
Yeah. I have a bunch of steel solid bar offcuts that I can stack.
There you go.
Yeah. A couple pro level racers that run dual sticks. I mean, there's guys that just that's what they're used to, it's what they know, but man, no thanks.
Speaking of heavy, those that package with the Dirty Harrys and the OG axial wheels, that was almost 5 pounds.
Yep, I can believe it.
Those stainless.
Well, it had all the weights.
Joke.
Yeah, it had all the weights with it. So, I really want to snag the new Element U-Tron. I actually bought a brand new U-Tron body off a guy yesterday. He shipped it today. So I will have the truck body of the FJ I'll probably put on the Class 2 on the pace setter. I've got the regular FJ on the Oracle, so I'll put the truck version on the pace setter. What's wrong with you guys? As far as what? Wanting the U-Tron? We're weirdos.
Wait, are we gonna have matching C2 trucks?
No, because no. No, I like the FJ. The U-Tron body might be more offensive in person. I haven't seen it in person yet, so
I feel like I'm gonna hold it and be like, oh.
we'll see. I paid a decent amount of money for it though. Like, I wasn't sure.
$150.
No, it was way less than that, but I still feel like I might have overpaid for it. Like, um, is what it is. We'll see when it gets here. If I hate it, I'll put it in the box of bodies with the rest of the shit that I hate. So
just just send it on down to me so I can have one I can cut up all the hell.
yeah, yeah. That's the other thing is like I can always cut it up and make it into something else. So the Venture HPI Venture FJ body, I thought that one looked pretty good. I like that body. That's what the body is on the thumbnail of this video that everybody clicked on. So it fits pretty well for something that's not a high performance comp truck build. It's full coverage, full body, full wheel and tire coverage. So HPI was much better. Well, like I said, I haven't seen the U-Tron body in person, and if it is much more offensive in person, then I may just cut it up. But
don't spoil it for me, Brett. If you get it and you're like, I'll be like,
I'll just ship it to you. I won't even say anything. You'll just get a box. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. We'll see. I really wanted to use, and this body's been kicking around on my benches here for many, many, many years. It gets moved from workbench to workbench to workbench to workbench. This is one of the original Axial Trail Ranger bodies, and like the rear bumpers broke. It's cracked. The bed area is really thin, and the front bumper cracked off of it. But the problem is the wheelbase is so freaking short that every time I want to mount it on something, I end up going, no, don't like it. Just so I end up getting rid of it. Or end up taking it back off, but it just sits here on the bench. It gets moved from bench to bench and never gets thrown away. I should just throw it away.
Garage sale, $20.
No, I don't even want to ship it. It's like the purple bug body and the Honcho cab I took off of the site because they were down at. I had them listed at $15 and nobody was buying them. Throw them away.
That's
best RTR body is the Phoenix. No,
aren't they pretty big?
They're pretty tall and flat roofed. Checkered Past drove one this weekend, did surprisingly well. You drove one at Crawler Canyon, didn't you? The IFS is much improved. I saw some pictures from Crawler Canyon of somebody driving one there. So I don't know. I didn't get the whole truck. I just bought the body. I don't like IFS, so not my thing. I have a Northwest Scale Designs bug. I really love short wheelbase builds. I like short wheelbase builds. Okay, it wasn't you. I like short wheelbase builds, but I don't like driving short wheelbase trucks. No. I like climbing things too much for short wheelbase trucks.
Like I'll do IFS and then leaf spring rear
just to really screw everything up.
I hate myself that much.
Yeah. Nope. That's too much. That's too much dicking around.
Something that lived my life.
Yeah. Could use some body parts for my mullet. What body parts are you thinking? The body's horrible in person. Damn it, Rob! Don't do that to me. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if I overpaid for it when it gets here. It's supposed to be brand new, so we'll see. Transverse leaf spring IFS. Yeah.
How about leaf spring front IRS?
It really just pissed people off just for the hell of it.
1965 Suburban front, brand new Suburban in the back.
What do you guys think about being a basic B and going power wagon for class 3? I mean, if you don't need the points, if you're talking about a canyon truck, crawler canyon truck, and you don't need scale points. I mean, realistically though, you can point out a Lexan class 3 anyway, so whatever, I don't care. I think the hate on the power wagon bodies died a year and a half ago, because that's when everyone was running them on everything. Now they kind of switched to other things. So I think you see more chopped up cliffhangers than you do power wagons now.
Well, now you can get just the cliffhanger cab, right? So
Yeah, you can do the cab only. Which, speaking of cliffhanger, I have a gigantic cliffhanger here that I started wrapping that I never finished wrapping.
did you wrap the inside or is that outside?
Outside.
Okay. I was like, dang, if that's inside, you're fancy.
No, outside. I'm not fancy enough to do inside. I need to finish this. I just like the Wrangler body much more. Which kind of sucks, because this body was rather expensive for being just a body, and then having to buy the body post set separately, which I don't know where that even went now.
Uh-oh. It's right next to the Bronco windshield.
No. It was on my excuse me. It was on the bench that my pace setter and Oracle are on now, but it's not over there because I cleaned that bench off. So the question is, what did I do with it when I was cleaning off and throwing away a bunch of shit that was sitting on that workbench? Oh well. We need to go back to chopped up bug builds. There was a lot of creativity. They were easy to drive back onto the wheels. That's true. With the nice round roof, they've flipped right back onto their wheels pretty easily. Speaking of wraps, any ETA on them? My bodies are looking rough. Would like to change them out before Super Shafty Fall Crawl. I can print you a wrap whenever, of whatever style you want. And if you even want something different, let me know. We can do that too. The printer will print. So here's a bug body.
Ooh.
I called this one the stripper. It's all stripper glittered out.
Andy.
Yeah. It's the same purple as this, but being painted on the inside Lexan versus being painted on the outside aluminum. The color turned out way differently between the two. But back to the wrap thing. I think I have like 30 different designs, 30 different styles now that I can do that are ready to print. And I think I have like 10 or 12 that are already printed that I just never put on the site. So just message. Have any more of the Digi Camo? I don't think I have any already printed, but I can print one tomorrow morning. I would say tonight, but it's too much of a hassle to get it fired up right now. Those printers, the wide format printers, are kind of a pain in the ass. Like, as far as they're very maintenance heavy, and they're very dependent on like temperature and humidity also. Like, the colors can be different with different temperature and humidity. So I have heat and AC in the shop, so it's not that big of a deal. But like, first thing in the spring, when I had like the overhead doors open in the morning, the color would be different, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is this different? Because of humidity. So, but they're very maintenance heavy. If you don't use them at least once a week, you better get to cleaning it because the inks dry up in the print heads, and then it's game over after that. They're you can get them back, but it's a giant pain in the ass. Tagged you in some pics on Instagram. I'll check them out.
I usually reshare them too to our stories. So
Probably, I think he's probably talking about the Utron. So, all right. Well, you want to go over inventory again? So you got a bunch of DSMs you're going to be tapping.
yeah, they
I've got
in my face for hours of drilling and tapping.
yeah.
We'll get some DSMs on the site. I'm trying to time it. I am going to Colorado next week.
The end of next week.
I think Wednesday to Wednesday. So I'm trying to time my next shipment, time it to come in right when I get back. So I'll be working on these, have that. Then I'll have more underspring mounts, some more of these trays. And I think I'm going to get some C1 Pro kits back in stock too. So I'll have all that stuff later next week.
Yep. I've got skids that are done that are on the site, and I have skids that are going to be coming your way. So for the C1 Pro kits, that way you have skids on hand, so I don't have to ship those separately.
Just make sure they're here by the 26th, or actually 25th.
25th.
Just come up quick.
I better write that down.
Next Tuesday, or just ship them on like the 30th or something. So they
well,
get back.
So I'm gone the 29th through Sunday the 29th. I think Sunday's the 29th. Either Saturday or Sunday, whatever the 29th is. We leave that day and we're gone till the following Saturday to Gatlinburg.
Okay, just low boat them Saturday.
I'll probably send them. I'll probably send them tomorrow. That way you have them.
Oh, Mr. Miyagi's gonna catch a fly out of the air.
It was a spider. It was a tiny, tiny little spider.
They get little toothpicks.
Where'd it go?
It's in your beard.
You can see it on the kit. You can see it on the screen. It was a teeny tiny little spider.
There's a smile of joy that spider brought
Yeah.
you over there.
Yeah. Any dual servo mounts in the works. Literally, that's what we were talking about. So they should be. We can. You can probably get a handful of them done tomorrow, so I can put some on the site for people that bought mullets.
Yeah. Okay. I could probably do some tonight if someone really wants to. We could put 6 or so on the site tonight.
Okay.
I would do it right now, but I don't think anybody wants to hear.
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody wants to listen to that crap.
And I gotta make sure my battery's charged.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So there are some skids on the site already. It's just continuing with this inventory thing. There are some skids on the site already. So if anybody was waiting on a pro skid, there are some on the site now. I think everything else on my end, other than mini skids, is in stock on the website. Other than wheels, but I do have a bunch of those pieces that Wesley's holding in his hand to make carbon fiber versions of those trays for people who want carbon fiber ones. I have a bunch of those plastic pieces.
That is.
The way it pops in. I'll have to try to make the carbon ones pop in like that too. just for you. But anyway, yeah, I have a bunch of those little pieces here.
Labor of love right over there.
Yeah. Gotta come up with a
I
better way
look
to do
forward
that.
to leaving my full-time job and coming home and drilling and
Tapping holes.
300 holes.
Yeah. See, that's the wonderful thing about being my own boss, as being a small business owner, is I get to choose what 80 hours a week I get to work.
Yeah.
You get to go for your day job, and then you have to come home and continue working. Where I could just work from 6:45 in the morning till 10 at night.
And then my job's like, hey, do you want to come in Saturday?
Nope, sure don't. I spent my whole day Saturday putting freaking lights on my house. So my wife bought those like permanent holiday light things that go up on the eaves and stuff.
Yeah.
So like part of me is like, God dang it, I had to spend basically my whole Saturday putting these things up, but also that means that I never have to do it again, supposedly.
That is.
I don't have to take them
looking at
down.
the
I don't
bright
have to
side.
put them up. So that was nice. But it did kind of suck putting all that stuff up. My house is a tri-level, so like the upstairs, the top level of my house, the roof peak is pretty high up there, and these lights went all the way around from the corner of the front of the house all the way around, like 2/3 of the way around the backside of the house. So I was all the way up at the top peak of the house on an extension ladder, which I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't like ladders. I have fallen off of a ladder. In high school, I worked for an electric company, and they used to wire the local fair, the 4-H fair, and all the big tents and stuff, the big pole
Yeah.
tents. If you look up those, you'll find a piece of like 3/4 inch EMT pipe, like zip tied and duct taped to the pillar, with string lights hanging off the ends of them. And it's like our 4-H fair was last week, so like 4th of July week, 90-95 degrees outside. It's 130-140 in the top of those tents, and when you're carrying a piece of pipe and 2 strings of lights and zip ties and tape and shit up an extension ladder to the top of one of those things, and the grass is wet at the bottom of the tent, the ladder will slide out because you you have too much shit that you're carrying up, and then you fall from about 20 feet. It makes you really not like ladders anymore,
Or hanging lights.
or hanging lights. Also, yeah. I'm not afraid of heights. It's not the heights that bugs me. It's the ladder part. If I'd have been in a lift, no big deal. But climbing up and down, up and down, up and down, hanging these damn lights on Saturday kind of sucked. But it was better than going to work. Nah, it wasn't better than coming to work, but it would have been better than going to work for someone else.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah. Then Sunday, wife wanted to go to the beach, so we ended up at Michigan City Beach for a couple hours.
How's that nowadays?
Busy. It's a zoo. Literally a zoo. There's actually a zoo there now.
I was gonna say, did you go to the zoo?
No. There's actually a zoo
Admired
at
from
Michigan City
afar.
Beach. Yeah. The people at the beach were a zoo, and then there's actually a zoo. So, I don't remember.
What's the water temp now?
I was just getting ready to say the water temp was fairly cold. 71.
Ooh.
No, today's 68.2. So it's a little chilly to be out in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to I was trying to gauge a time to come up there so I could hit up the beach. But there's a bunch of other fun stuff going on. I think I'm gonna use my vacation time on.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm still up for a wintertime run. Although
Yeah.
anymore, is it even snowy in December up there anymore? Not really.
No, not usually. No, it snows in January, February, and March now.
Nice.
My 40-hour weekends with a 2.5 day week, Friday at noon. Getting off at noon on a Friday doesn't sound that bad.
Beat the traffic.
Yeah. Beaches, aka the lake, laughing because I have a place on the ocean here in Oregon. I would much prefer to be at Lake Michigan than on an ocean. I don't like salt water. I don't like sharks. So Lake Michigan doesn't have either of those, and it's big enough that it damn looks like an ocean to me. So
I will say that's the thing I miss. Someone in Lake Michigan, nothing's trying to kill you.
yeah, there's not a whole lot in Lake Michigan that wants to kill you.
Jellyfish, stingrays, sharks, man o' wars,
Yeah,
all that stuff, man.
yeah. No thanks.
Humans are still kind of the top dog out there in Lake Michigan.
Yeah, other than getting hit by a boat or a jet ski, you're probably going to be all right.
Or the riptide.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
safe.
it, depending on which area you're at, but yeah. So, when building a chopper with high-low, what sliders do you use? You can use any of our high-low sliders. Depends on what you want to do. I don't know what you have. I don't think there's any in inventory right now.
No, just the metal ones.
Yeah, but I don't know how many are in inventory anyway right now.
I'm seeing 1 0 angle, and I think I saw like 5 or 6 angled ones.
I have 1 and 3. 3
Yeah,
angled
so
1. 3 angled 1 0 degree in inventory right now.
it's close enough.
Yeah. Sharks are usually Cali. We have orcas. Oregon isn't considered warm beach weather. Yeah, I didn't figure it was.
No.
Well, so like I lived in Daytona Beach for a while, and jellyfish and crabs and sharks were commonplace down there. So I pretty much didn't do a whole lot of ocean hanging out. But also, if you go into the lakes and rivers, there's other things that try to kill you in those bodies of water. So I pretty much stayed out of the water in Florida. So it's kind of nice not having to worry about that stuff here. The river right down from me, the worst thing in that river would probably be a dead body. Like, there's nothing in that river going to try to kill you. There's nothing in Lake Michigan going to try to kill you.
You get them snappers to bite your toes off.
Yeah, not really common though. Not a whole lot of them around.
I like the rocky bottom stuff we have here.
Yeah, no, thank you. The inland lakes around here right now are hovering in the like 79 to 82 degree water, which is pretty decent to get in. But Lake Michigan doesn't get that warm. It's still cold from the winter. Still ice water up north. So, but it wasn't. I mean, other than it being very busy, the beach itself was fine. The sand was not like burn your feet hot like it can be because it was only like 85 degrees out on Sunday. So it was reasonably enjoyable. Florida water seems scary. No desire to have a python try to eat me. That's, yep. Pythons, piranha.
I think they're finding like 14-foot pythons in the freaking Everglades.
Yep. It's not cool. I'm not interested. Like,
if you want to ditch your python when it becomes of age, you probably shouldn't be buying one.
no. Yeah. So Indiana, and Michigan bodies of water are not that scary.
As long as them Asian carp don't hit it.
Those can be sketchy. That's like Wabash River, which is let's see, how far is Wabash River? Half hour from me, half hour south of me. Is the video that you always see of the guy driving the boat down the river, and there's just fish just jumping and hitting, landing in the boats and all that stuff. That's Wabash River. It's right down about half hour or so ish south of me. That the Asian carp are just nasty. They will literally knock you out. They fly out. They jump up out of the water and hit you in the face, and they'll knock you out. Your neighbors being loud. I can hear something.
Me, yeah, probably. The afternoons are pretty cool now. Well, kind of. So everyone's getting
Yeah.
up.
Can hear sounds like kids playing.
Yep. The worst thing I can possibly imagine is what you're hearing.
His kids playing.
It
could be worse.
Laughing. Like,
I
no,
wasn't
actually,
saying it was.
those are the ghosts. Those are the ghosts in my apartment. I normally hear that at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Small children laughing.
You just have to worry about being shot at Michigan City Beach. Yeah, it can be a little sketchy there.
Like that? Oh.
Michigan City Beach can get a little sketchy. But that was the only beach within. Let's see, we went from my house in Mishawaka to New Buffalo. Went to Redemax, the hamburger joint.
Did you go to Redemax?
Yeah, it'd been probably 6 or 7 years since we went to Redemax. So we went to Redemax for a cheeseburger, and then we were just going to go to the New Buffalo Beach, but there was nowhere within a mile of the beach to park.
Oh,
so then,
Buffalo.
yeah, so then we just traveled south along the shoreline and found the first beach that had an open parking spot, which happened to be Michigan City Beach. So
Nice.
it's only about 20 minutes. We drove probably 20 minutes looking for a parking spot down the shoreline.
Dang. It's quite a bit.
Yeah, so it was pretty busy, but it was also a nice day to be at the beach. So the only thing that was mildly annoying was the Canada wildfire smoke. Everything was super hazy.
Speaking of hazy, I think I have a cough because we have the Saharan dust.
Mm.
The dust from the Sahara Desert in Africa blows across. Like right now, if I took a picture from like the hills up here, downtown looks foggy. It's kind of weird. I didn't believe it until I actually, if you can look up a like a little weather thing. It's kind of weird to see everything across the ocean.
Yeah, that's weird. Is a 5-hour trip for a comp a good idea? Yes. Like that's
how
nuts.
Anything outside of town is 5 hours for me.
That's local. Yeah, I mean, most of the comps I go to are 10 plus hours away. Alabama is 11 hours, 11 and a half hours. Oklahoma is 11 hours. I flew to California to go to a comp that Harley was at. Yeah, 5 hours is a good day trip. I'll drive 5 hours for a comp. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Kentucky and Tennessee groups. Most of those are 6 or 7 hours away. It's one of those things where you leave Friday evening and drive down and get a hotel room or camp somewhere or whatever. Get up in the morning, go to the comp, do the comp, and drive home.
Yeah.
So,
like
unless you feel like really having a long ass day.
Rocky Mountain Regionals, I think, was 16, and I turned it into 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. The one in 5-hour trip down to Missouri. So Jake Ferkel drove up to Canyon for a comp on a Friday night. He drove up. He left down where he's at in Missouri. I don't remember what town he's in, but he left down there about noon and got up to Canyon in time to start comping. But yeah, they do start early on Saturday. I think it's Saturday mornings, or is it Sunday mornings that they do those down there. At any rate, yeah, they do start pretty early, so you'd have to drive down the day before. But yeah, go for it. It's always good to drive against other drivers too on different terrains.
Yeah, you get stuck with your local buddies and you all goof off and no one gets better.
Yeah, you never know how good you are until you start driving with people that you don't drive with. So
And also
get after it.
get with the locals on what kind of terrain too, because you might show up with per se some high racks, and then it's muddy, gummy dirt, and you're like, oh well, I should have just stayed.
Well, they do indoor,
Oh,
so
okay. Oh, they're talking about
it's
Crawler Canyon. Gotcha.
yeah.
What tire would you
Well, but
recommend for Crawler Canyon? Something bold, some
sticky,
shade.
as sticky as you can get. Yeah, as sticky as you can possibly get for Canyon. But travel with a few guys. Sometimes the trip is just as fun as the event. That's also true. Um, or even just talk to a couple of the guys local to wherever you're heading that are going to be there. Get to know them on the interwebs for a couple of days, and that way when you get there, you just strike up conversation like you've already been talking to them. So, or like you already been friends. So that always does help too if you have people that you're familiar with, even if it's just a name and a face. It's having somebody that you are already a little bit comfortable talking to can be helpful.
It's always funny
So
meeting team drivers I've had on the team for like 5, 6 years for the first time.
finally meeting them in person, yeah. Yeah. The only team driver, well, there's the two of the Hawaii guys I haven't met.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that invite to the Hawaii house. I need a couch to crash on.
Yeah, so the wife and I are gonna go down for our 10-year anniversary. So we got 2 years. 2 years, and we'll go down to Hawaii and visit those guys and comp for a week, and she can lay on the beach while I drive tiny trucks and call it a business trip.
Riley built me a house. He said.
Yeah, there you go.
He didn't actually say it. I'm just saying he said it, so he hears this maybe.
Now you have to do it because I said you said you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to tarnish your reputation for being a stand-up guy.
Exactly.
Build me a
Now
house.
you have to do it. He's gonna build you a chicken coop in his backyard.
I don't care, dude. If that chicken coop's got a sleeping pad and like some Wi-Fi and maybe a toilet, sign me up.
Yeah, be all right. Canyon guys are just a hella good group of people. Always worth the trip. Yeah, Canyon is always worth the trip, even just for the people. But I wish they would run Sorka rules. That's my only complaint.
Is it house rules? What do we got over there?
Previously, it was house rules. This year, they went pretty much Sorka light with some twists for inclusion.
Gave the old dandy special.
Yeah, pretty much. Which is fine. The Sorka light rules are much better than the rules they were running, but still, my trucks are a little too handicapped, I guess you'd say. I have too many points, too many scale points.
It's like me when I go to Crawlpalooza. I'm like, Jason, is this got enough scale stuff? And he's like, dude, that's a hard body. You're already good. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I can pull the interior and all that? Yeah.
Well, my class 2 for Crawlapalooza last year was that cliffhanger body that I just spray painted the windows black because you can't, if you don't have an interior, you have to have black windows. So I just spray painted the windows black, and Between the chassis mounted servo and the transfer case and like 2 scale items, I had enough scale points. So that is very loud in my headphones.
I'm just
Killing
waiting
me,
for your
Smalls.
bass works.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
bass hurt?
No, it's very loud. I don't know what it is, but it's loud. Oh man. What else, guys? We got 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Assuming my headphones make it. This one is bugging out. But last week my headphones died like right at 10 o'clock.
I should be doing final mock-ups on this. Let's see, it's too big. What do we got here?
Yeah, you gotta hold it over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Lance reached out right after the live stream. He was like, he told me, because I had specific third axle links to give him, and so he was just like, he'll get something coming. But yeah, kind of looking forward to building this. I think there's a lot more people way more enthusiastic about the 6x6 than I am personally.
Should have just made it leaf spring.
normal high low, and then a leaf spring in there.
Leaf spring tag axle.
Yeah, just like what the heck.
Yeah, just to piss some people off. Do a leaf spring tag axle. I think you should do it.
There's the leaf spring high-low truck on our fan page. I've been kind of watching. Don't know if he knows I'm watching, but I am.
Yep.
Quite interesting. I want to see that thing done.
For sure. It's a regular old high-low with leaf springs.
We're leaf springing it, boys.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'd love a full leaf spring 6x6. Hey, you could probably do a leaf. You could probably do leafs on that. Jake said he's got a room. Hawaii it is.
He's got what?
Jake says he's got a room for you, so Hawaii it is.
All right.
So of course my wife wants to stay at a.
Jake makes those. I'm not much of a smoker, but he makes those cigars look so cool. Probably have to celebrate and have a cigar with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Man! All right, hey. So you might be on to something. What do we got here? Man, is that coincidence or what?
Right. So of course my wife wants to stay at the Disney hotel down there, Disney resort down there, which whatever, of course she does.
That'd be so basic.
That's her thing, man. That's what she loves.
You got kids, dude. That sounds like an awesome thing. You know what my coworker does? I don't think he watches the live stream, so I don't think he'll know what I'm talking about. But he he sets up a ski trip in Colorado for himself, and he times it to where he buys 2 Disney tickets for his wife and kid at the same time. So they go to the Disney.
They go to Disney and he goes
Colorado to go skiing.
Hey,
genius.
Whatever works.
That man's on a different level.
Yeah, so of course she's gonna want to stay at the Disney hotels, and it is what it is. Which, whatever. If we have to stay at a hotel anyway, it might as well be the one she wants to stay at instead of just some random one. Wouldn't be my first choice, but whatever. I want to see what body you put on that.
This?
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Let me go see if what I have could possibly work, or if it'd just be garbage.
Yeah.
Probably garbage.
Oh man. I hope this lathe repair doesn't take me forever tomorrow or Wednesday, whatever day I do it. I'm not looking forward to flipping through these books to fix this damn thing. Next time I'm staying on a cruise, get to see a different island every day. Yeah, but then you can't. Well, I guess you could just go crawling one day, but I want to be able to crawl with the guys. Steam. What's the diagnosis? So last Monday, I shut everything down. It was totally fine. Wednesday, I went to fire it up, and I had a turret servo alarm and a turret battery alarm and something else. There was one other one.
Snikes.
There was one other alarm. I changed the battery with the machine powered on like you're supposed to. Like I said, Monday it was totally fine. No alarms, no nothing. So when I fired it up Wednesday and had a battery alarm, I went ahead and just changed the battery because I had extra ones. But yeah, still got a couple other alarms, so I got to deal with that. That doesn't look too bad.
I'm kind of thinking, dude, cut this, pick up it, and then just do the realistically, there'd be a little bit of nose coming out of the front of this thing.
Nah, you can't have that hanging out the front.
Have you seen how these actually are? These are
Yeah,
actually, that's a normal thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like the battery faulted. Yeah, but the shit part is like I wish it would have. If it would have thrown an alarm on Monday before I shut it down, that would have been cool. Instead of just me firing it back up Wednesday morning and it not working. So, I'm gonna go through the turret, like the homing of the turret. Of course, it wasn't in tool slot 1 when I shut it down either, so I have to orient the turret and do all that crap. So I'm hoping it doesn't take me very long to do that, and I'm hoping that when I do that, it clears everything. But I'm not super stoked about it because, like I said, it was working totally fine Monday when I shut it down. I was finished up making a bunch of these little chromoly bushings, and then shut it down, and it took a shit. So super cool.
I could see myself doing the 4-door Hilux with a longer bed. I don't know. I need to check the dimensions. If it's not scale accurate, I'm not doing it.
That's true.
I'm not doing it. I'd much rather not. I don't know. I'm very particular with my trucks.
Yeah. Took a Clodbuster when I went on my cruises and got to drive it in port in Israel and Tehran. Nice.
Sounds pretty dope.
Been there, called a tech and licked my wounds elsewhere. Yeah, I'm going to give it a go first. I really don't want to have to call a tech. The problem is, if I call a tech, I have to get them out here like this week or early next week because I'm going to be out of town then for another week after that. So then if I don't have it done before I go, then it will have been down for over a month, and having a machine down for over a month is not kosher. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get it handled by myself. I have all the manuals, I have all this shit, so just call a tech. They're cheap. No, they're not. No, they're not. They are understandably expensive, but we'll see. When I got the machine, I had a tech come out and go over it, and that was not. It wasn't super expensive, but like it was still expensive. So, whatever, we'll figure it out. The travel costs always. Yeah, well, that's the issue. So they're the closest. The techs are like 3 hours away. So it's a 3 hour each way travel fee plus the time for them to be here. So it turns into a 7 or 8 hour bill when they're only here for an hour or two. So
you can
got that brazen money. Yeah.
you can be like other people and do pre-orders.
Yeah, you guys want to pre-order a bunch of shit?
Pre-order.
Yeah,
uh,
using interest-free loans from your customers.
no,
Yeah.
thanks.
Nope, we don't do that. We don't do that around here. So no, hopefully I can get it taken care of. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. If it lost parameters, I have all the parameters. I saved all those off the machine, so I have all the parameters. There's nothing bound up in it. It's not like it got crashed to cause a fault. So theoretically, it should be. It's probably just a click here, click there, type this in, type that in, and it'll be fine. But it's just getting to and finding what you have to do that.
Your buddy sent one of the tools off into the machine and didn't tell you.
No, that would have been me. I'm the only one here, so yeah. Sadly, the timer starts when they pick up the phone and ends when they get back to their shop. That's exactly what the problem is. So, yeah. Even if they're only here for an hour or two, it's a 7 or 8 hour bill at hundreds of dollars an hour. So they don't work for $20 an hour, unfortunately. And they know they've got you by the balls. So
yeah.
And they know that most of the time they're dealing with large machine shops that when a machine's down, it's costing them, thousands of dollars an hour to have this machine down. Where somebody like me, yeah, it sucks the machine's down, but it's really not costing me that much. What I'm hearing is that I'm in the wrong business. Yes, you are. Forklift repair is the same way. Forklift repair guys make dumb money too. Well, the company that pays the techs makes dumb money. Forklift repair. I've had more than a handful of very large forklift repair bills too. So
you can't have stuff stuck on a trailer at the dock.
Certainly can't.
And then the trailer's at the dock, holding up the dock. Oh my gosh.
Yep. So anything with travel time fees, anything with travel charges. So like if you had hired a guy to fix your forklift and I have a shop 5 miles down the road and I need him to come fix my forklift. The second he leaves your spot, he's on my clock. So I'm on the hook for the bill from the time he leaves your shop to the time he leaves my shop. But the CNC tech guy, I was on the hook for both ways of travel because he did not have any other jobs up here, and they were coming from, like I said, about 3 hours away. So I was on the hook for both directions, plus the time he was here, just going over the machine, making sure that it was, he went over, he checked level, and he checked for twist, and he did a lot of things, but it was an expensive bill, very expensive day. Forklift companies are starting to hurt due to the switch to electric. Yeah. They send my text from LA and I get driving time charges rather than flight times. Damn it. I have a Clark and a Toyota, both 3,500 pound, but I do all the repairs myself. I can. Yeah. Anytime you can do any of the repairs yourself, save yourself a little bit of money. That's the way to do it because, man, this shit it gets bad. It gets bad real fast is the problem. You don't get $20 an hour techs anymore. That's $150+ an hour for on location service stuff. Get more windshield time than labor hours most days. Most of the time, yeah. The guy that owns the techs was correct. Yeah, they own the technicians. They pay the technicians ish. So techs are easily 120 to 150 for a forklift company. That's exactly what it was around here too. So you can see how it adds up very quickly when you have a multi-hour travel time each direction. It's I'll have a go at it first and try my best not to make it any worse than it already is. before I decide to spend the $1,000 for him to drive here and click a couple buttons and drive back home.
He turns it on and then off again.
Yeah, I haven't turned it back on since Wednesday of last week, so I might turn it on and it might work. Probably not, but anytime they start throwing alarms, they don't usually fix themselves. So whatever. Yeah. So anyway, that's my shitstorm for the week. Whenever we got to have someone come out and work on our crane, I cringe at seeing that bill. No one close to us in eastern Montana to fix them. Yeah. But the problem is, like I said, they know they've got you by the balls. They know that you need this thing fixed and you need it fixed now. Where in my situation, yes, it sucks at not being up and running. It sucks, but it's also not critical for my daily operations. I don't. If this machine never makes another single part, it's already paid for. I don't owe anybody any money on the machine. So at worst, I have a 16,000 pound piece of scrap weight on my shop floor that I can scrap or part out or do whatever. But it's not that bad. It's not broken like that. So
it's a cool background for live videos.
Yeah, something like that. So, but it'll get fixed. It's not that big of a deal. Whatever. I'm tired of thinking about it. Their job sucks too. Almost every job's an emergency. Yep. Wife works in nuclear medicine, and working on those cameras are pricey. Hold, nuclear medicine? That's an interesting job. Did you unplug it and plug it back in? No. I don't mess with three-phase power. That is something I pay somebody to fuck with, is three-phase power. But I did turn it off. I haven't turned it back on, though. Well, I did turn it off and back on the other day, but I haven't turned it back on since. Yeah, you can't really unplug these. Did you try kicking it? No, I thought about it, but I didn't. No, the shit part is like my buddy came to the shop because he just needed a couple of quick spacers. Like it was a super simple, would have taken 10 minutes. I turned the damn thing on and all of a sudden it's broken. I'm like, that's real cool. It wasn't broken at all the other day. Just stupid stuff happens with big pieces of equipment. Three-phase is just a brushless motor, but it's not a brushless motor on my location. It comes in on big, heavy pieces of wire. So, yeah, I don't run a phase converter here at all. Three-phase isn't bad. Just don't lick your fingers before you touch the wires. I'm just not going to touch the wires. So, oh, I'm losing my headphones. Figures, we got 2 minutes. I lost a headphone. Nope, this one's gone. The one that was fucking up is still here. The other one's gone. So,
Nice.
Anyway, all right, guys. Look for inventory on the site. Probably tomorrow for DSMs for a few of them. Skids are already on the site. Everything else should be reasonably in inventory. So
nothing crazy.
Anything
crazy this week.
Anything that's not in inventory will be in maybe next week or the week after. So
we'll keep you updated. Catch you next Monday.
Yep, next Monday we'll be here. The following Monday will not be here.
Same.
So, all right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you next Monday.
Cool, yeah. See ya.